All right, so let me show you some examples of what to do for this assignment. This is one where I just have some object that was made. I'm going to make some 2D drawings of this. All right, so say for example, I have all these in shaded mode just to see a little bit better. I'm going to turn off the extra line. So I'm going to select the object. I'm going to make sure I'm in my properties. IsoCurve density, show surface isocurves. I'm going to uncheck that. All right, so say for example, my front view, this could be kind of interesting. So I can select this and make a 2D drawing out of it. So I can have that as a 2D drawing. If I find another interesting view, say for example in my right view, it's interesting, but I'm barely getting like a little sliver of this. If I need to, I can take my original object and I can rotate it in top view. Here now I can get like a slightly better view of this. Or if I want to rotate it in some other fashion to get like another view, another perspective of this, I can. Try something like this, and I can make a 2D drawing of this. I can either keep the hidden lines or not have the hidden lines, doesn't matter. So again, just make sure your views for this come from either your front view, top view, right view, or one of your other orthogonal views, like your bottom, your left, back view. Or they can also come from the perspective view, but they cannot be an actual perspective. It has to be a parallel view. So again, do not make a perspective view, but you can make a parallel view. So if you want to have one or two or three of these, you can, but again, just make sure that it's not perspective. Just make sure that it's parallel. And say, for example, I'll do a parallel view from here and make 2D. And there I have a series of drawings. Organize your drawings however you like with the line weights however you need. I would organize these with the, start to set these up with different layers. So when you take these into Illustrator, it's a little bit easier. And then when you do take these into Illustrator, you have some different some different ways of organizing these. So I'll just walk you through a few different examples here. When you organize these on Illustrator, they must be organized using some kind of grid layout system. So here you can see how they use their the grid system here to lay out their drawings, and you can start to see what it looks like without the guidelines on. Here's another example. Here they organize these into 4 large quadrants, leaving the drawings only in this one top quadrant. And then on the bottom quadrants, they just drew some. Actually, I think these lines are one of the like zoomed in version of one of these drawings, and they just left these. But really nice layout. So the same thing here. You can see the way everything is organized with some grid system using the guidelines. Turn off the guides. Really well done, really well organized. Same thing here. The grid system's getting much smaller, so the drawings now start to overlap on the grid, but they're still centered and overlaid on the grid using the grid system. And just 2 more examples. Here again, you can start to see they use the grid system, but they started spacing it accordingly. Even though these go slightly off the grid here, they're still centered throughout. And the last one's pretty complex, but they still have everything organized along this grid system, as well as the drawings on the inside. And then we just turn off these guides so you can see this a little better.